"This is your last chance," said the alien queen, and the chamber fell silent. Not the comfortable kind of silence, either, the kind that breathes. This was the heavy kind, the sort that pressed down on your chest and reminded you just how small you were in the presence of power that had ruled star systems before your species had invented writing. I stood alone at the center of the obsidian floor, hands open, weapons long confiscated. Above me, the queen of the enwrathed dominion sat upon her living throne, its organic surface pulsing faintly with bioluminescent veins. The throne was grown, not built, an extension of the queen herself, responding to her emotions in subtle ripples of light. She was watching me. Queen Zalith did not look angry. That was worse. Her people towered over humans, tall and willowy, with skin like polished onyx and eyes that reflected light like liquid stars. Her crown, if it could be called that, floated slightly above her head, a ring of crystalline shards held aloft by gravitic fields. Each shard represented a conquered system. Humanity had almost become the next. "This is your last chance," she repeated, her voice resonating not just through the air, but through my bones. "Speak, human envoy. Give me one reason why your world should continue to exist." I swallowed. I had prepared for this moment for years. Training simulations, diplomatic theory, historical precedent. None of it mattered now, because none of those things had ever prepared me for the truth. The truth was that the Enwrath were not cruel conquerors. They were efficient. They absorbed civilizations the way gravity absorbed light, without malice, without hesitation. Species that resisted were erased. Species that submitted were assimilated. Humanity had done neither. We had fought. We had lost. And now I was standing here as the last voice of Earth. "Your Majesty," I said, forcing my voice to remain steady, "we know we cannot defeat you." A ripple moved through the court. Advisors shifted. Warriors tightened their grips on ceremonial spears that could split tanks in half. The Queen's expression did not change. "Then you begin with honesty," she said. "That is uncommon." I continued. "But humanity has never measured worth by victory alone." Her eyes narrowed slightly. "Explain." So I did. I told her about our earliest days, about how we had nearly wiped ourselves out countless times, about wars that reshaped continents, about ideologies that burned millions for the sake of ideas that later generations would condemn. I told her about failure, about rebuilding, about stubborn survival on a planet that constantly tried to kill us with storms, quakes, plagues, and cold vacuum just beyond the sky. "We're not special because we are strong," I said. "We are special because we refuse to stop trying to be better than we were yesterday." The Queen leaned forward. The throne responded, its surface blooming with faint crimson light. "You speak of intention," she said, "but intention does not outweigh outcome. Your species expanded into Enwrath territory. You violated ancient boundaries." "We didn't know," I replied. "That is not a defense." "No," I agreed, "but it is the truth." She studied me for a long moment. The silence stretched again, thinner now, curious. "You know," she said softly, "your fleets fought with unusual ferocity. Not precision, not elegance, but desperation." "We were protecting home," I said. "There's a difference." The Queen rose from her throne. Every Enwrath in the chamber immediately knelt. I did not. Not because I was brave. Because I was tired. She descended the steps slowly, each footfall echoing like a verdict. She stopped only a few feet away from me, close enough that I could see faint fractures in her crystalline crown, old damage, repaired but never hidden. "You are not afraid," she observed. "I am," I said honestly. "I just don't think fear should decide everything. That earned me something unexpected. A smile. Small. Brief. But real. Human, she said. Do you know why this is your last chance? I shook my head. Because the Enwrath do not allow doubt, she said. Once judgment is rendered, it is absolute. She turned away, pacing slowly. But you have created doubt. Murmurs spread across the court. Advisors whispered urgently. One stepped forward, antennae flaring with agitation. Your Majesty, the advisor hissed, this species is unpredictable, emotion-driven. They will rebel. The Queen raised one finger. The advisor froze mid-sentence, locked in place by invisible force. Everything alive is unpredictable, the Queen said calmly. That is not a flaw. It is potential. She turned back to me. Your fleets fought not to conquer, she continued, but to delay.
To buy time.
You sacrificed entire task forces to evacuate civilian worlds. My chest tightened. Yes. You could have preserved military strength instead. Yes. But you chose not to. Yes. The Queen's eyes glowed brighter. Why? Because power means nothing, I said, if you don't protect those who have none. The chamber was completely silent now. The Queen studied me as if seeing my species, not as a threat, not as prey, but as a question. Finally, she spoke. The Enwrath believes strength is proven through dominance, she said. But your kind demonstrates strength through sacrifice.
She paused.
That is incompatible with our doctrine. My heart sank. Incompatible doctrines, she continued, usually end in extinction. I clenched my fists. Then she surprised everyone. Unless, she said, the doctrine changes. Gasps rippled through the court. The Queen returned to her throne, but did not sit. Instead, she addressed the entire chamber. The human species will not be conquered, she declared, nor will they be eradicated. The advisors erupted in protest. They will be tested, she continued, raising her voice. Integrated as observers. Partners under scrutiny. She looked directly at me. You will return to your people, she said. You will tell them this. The Enwrath are watching. I nodded. We can live with that. She tilted her head. Can you live knowing one failure may still end you? I met her gaze. That's been our entire history. Silence. Then laughter. Not mocking. Not cruel. Genuine. The Queen laughed. A species that survives by accepting its own fragility, she said. How fascinating. She stepped closer again, lowering her voice so only I could hear. This was your last chance, she said softly. And you did not beg. You did not threaten. You did not lie. She straightened. You spoke. The guards returned my confiscated device, a simple data slate containing Earth's coordinates. She did not destroy it. That alone was mercy. As I was escorted from the chamber, I looked back one final time. The alien Queen had finally taken her seat. But she was no longer alone. Humanity now occupied a place in her thoughts. And in a galaxy ruled by empires, that was how survival truly began.